Silver bells, silver bells. It's Advent time in Carson City. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
Hi, I'm Kaye Vibe. Is that a bell I heard? What does that mean? Bells can symbolize beginnings and endings, a call to order or worship, or even a command or a warning. Bells were used in the past to make announcements and mark significant events such as weddings and funerals. Bells have been rung for celebration and for sorrow for hundreds of years. They can mark the passing of time, as we often hear clock towers with bells in many towns. We also associate the beauty of bells with Christmas time and spiritual things. The tradition of bells in Christmas have a long history. Sleigh bells, jingle bells, church bells, bell choirs, and the ringing of many kinds of bells seem to ring in the joy that we feel at Christmas. These symbols have become an intricate part of the Christmas season. For many, ringing a bell at Christmas is a way to celebrate and announce again the birth of Jesus Christ. That is why today's Salvation Army uses bells at Christmas time to gain attention and receive donations. I began to receive bells as gifts many years ago. I now display them at Christmas time. I love the differences that each bell has, how distinct each bell is, and the memories that come with each bell from our children, our grandchildren, our friends, and anyone that we've been associated with. Let me show you some bells from my collection. I brought a few along. These are just a few of the very many bells that I have. This first one is a bell that actually has a music box in it. And it's a little different because most of the bells ring, but this one has a music box that plays. This was given to us, to our family, by our neighbors about 45 years ago when we lived in Bakersfield. We had neighbors named Bill and Mary Goodman, and they were so kind to us, and they always enjoyed our girls. So she brought this over one year as a gift, and I've kept it all these years, and I bring it out every Christmas. It makes me think of them. The next bell that I want you to see is a crystal bell. And this crystal bell has a really high ring to it, and it's been in our family for a long time, and we use it. Have you ever had anybody who's been sick and you need to know when they need you to come in to help them? That bell has been used for that, or even getting people's attention when you have a party or people for dinner. It's a cut crystal bell, and it's been around for a long time. We've enjoyed this over the years. This bell has a completely different ring, and it's a Hummel bell. My mother-in-law used to collect Hummel bells every year, and she would buy the one that came out. You can see on the back of this bell, it was bought in 1978, and I even have the original receipt for how much she paid for it and where she got it. And I actually have about 6 of these bells in my bell collection from different years along the way. And we've enjoyed these, and they look so pretty when we put them out at Christmas time. This next bell sounds a little more like a sleigh bell. We put that on our door at Christmas time when people come and go, and it makes a great sound. I got this at a women's luncheon. It was one of the centerpieces on the table. So every time I see this bell, I think of my neighbors. I think of how great they have been through the years. I think of some of their needs. I think of some of the great stories that we have together. So when this bell comes out, I think of them. This next bell is one that our kids sold as a fundraiser when they were small. And so we had to have this bell in our collection because it reminds us of when our Christmases were so busy and fun because the kids were little and there was a lot going on all the time. And the last bell that I brought to show you today is special because of how it's made. It's a cloisonné bell, and a cloisonné bell is kind of a process where they have to do 4 or 5 different processes to bring the cloisonné out on the bell. And if you noticed, every bell had a different color, a different sound, and a different purpose. So those are some of the bells that I brought to show you today from my bell collection. There are some delightful myths that have developed about bells. One is that the person that receives a bell as a gift will know that when the bell rings, blessings will come to the giver, and the recipient's guardian angel will be watching over them. Remember the bell that rang in the traditional Christmas movie, It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart? It was said that when you heard the bell ring, an angel was getting its wings. Bells were also the subject of poetry by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Longfellow wished for peace during the Civil War. Longfellow's son fought in the Civil War and was injured. This prompted Longfellow to write one of his most famous poems and most remembered poems, Christmas Bells, which would later become the basis of the Christmas carol, I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. We can relate to the sorrow of war that Longfellow felt because of the many wars that have gone throughout history and are still going today, as we see in the Ukraine and the Middle East. Wadsworth said in a final stanza of his poem, "And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill toward men." Then rang the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Ring bells of joy and peace this Christmas season because of what it meant for Jesus to be born into this world to overcome things like war and sin. Ring bells of love and hope for what it will mean when Jesus returns to this world in light and victory.